I really, really wish I'm there with you physically. Unfortunately, as of the time you're watching this video, I'm leaving Singapore for the United States of America. Probably will be in the air by now, so I had to do this recording. But either way, I'm happy for all the great speakers that have agreed to speak at this event. Thank them for coming, and the convener himself for allowing himself to be used to unleash his potential and being of great value. Thank you, and thank you for what you do and who you are. Greater days ahead. So I've been given a topic, unleashing the power within you, unveiling the power within you for national and economic development. And I want to start with a story. Okay, it's my story, it's a true life story. Many years ago, I was a student in the university, Olabi University, and I started business. It's one of the businesses I started many businesses. I failed in many. One of the businesses I started on campus was organizing trade fairs where people would come, and rent. I would get a bigger space in the university, and then I sublet half canopy, quarter canopy to vendors who will come and sell books, clothes, food items, and so on and so forth. I just lost my beloved mother to ovarian cancer. My tuition fee hasn't been paid. I was hoping I was going to pay my tuition fee from the profit of this particular, trade fair. And I went to the Dean of Student Affairs, by the way, this wasn't the first time I was doing this trade fair. I've done several times. Went to the Dean of Student Affairs, got a letter of approval, and then we started day one. Then we started day two. I think it was day two, I got a message that the Vice Chancellor of the university, passed the place and was furious. Apparently, he had given an earlier order that no trade fair should be holding there anymore. And of course, I had gotten approval from another dean who obviously maybe didn't carry him along, which is normal. I mean, it was a small project that they don't normally carry a vice chancellor along on trade fair issues. Ladies and gentlemen, I was asked to vacate the place. I had about 20 vendors or more. They had paid, had committed, paid the entire fee for canopy. They were not going to refund. For table and chair, they were not going to refund. I've paid for publicity. There was no refund. Even some of the vendors only paid half. They were supposed to pay me half. Now they're insisting that they have not done the entire 5 days. And so they even want me to refund their money. I remember one of them locking up my shirt, and I had to start apologizing. Explaining, I said, okay, when I organize another new trade fair, I was going to do something. But before I shut it down, let me go beg the chancellor, the vice chancellor. I heard he was coming around, so I went to meet him. I remember prostrating flat on the floor, practically rolling. And I was saying, sir, my mother had died. I need this money, okay, to pay my tuition fee. A lot is counting on this. He looked at me, scorned at me, asked me to get out, had me to shut it down, shouted, and called me names. Very rude man. He was, incidentally, he was the first vice chancellor who, was a student of the university before rising to become a vice chancellor. So you would have expected him to have some empathy. Well, I learned a lot from that, and this is one of the reasons why even in my life, I've learned so much about having character. Because those tough experiences changed my life big time and made me to even vow to succeed because I had no choice. But guess what? The same young man who was struggling with that business today has branches in the U.S. We just acquired 40 acres in Katy, Houston, Texas, which is where I'm going now. We're going to be building over 500 houses there, green and smart. We're in the UK, we're in Dubai. We have more than 30 estates Abuja alone, we have 5 estates now, average of 20 to 100 acres each. That same small business today employs over 300 people. Recently, we were discussing about making some donations next year to that same university I went to, And when we're looking at some figures, it's going to pay the salary of the entire workers of that university for a couple of months. What the same small business started by this young man is able to now donate to the same university. What am I trying to say? You have no idea the magnitude of impact you will be able to make in this nation, in the lives of people, if only you allow yourself to be unleashed, if your potential is unleashed, if what is within you, the power within you is unleashed. You have no idea of what it can become, of who you can become. It's like that mustard seed. It can grow big, really big, that even you will be a surprise to yourself. And I've come here to challenge that mustard seed on your inside, that little trade fair business on campus that when I started, I don't know what it is that needs to be unleashed. It could be the entrepreneur in you. In other words, you work as an employee, but you have a potential to one day rise to become the CEO, co-owner. Because you have an idea that if you run alone, you may not succeed. But if you unleash that idea within that same company, that company can rise to the next level. For some of you, you need to resign today and go start a new business. Okay? I don't know what it is, but somebody here need to unleash themselves to the next level. And I want to share with you 3 major ways you can do that. 3 critical things to help you to unleash the power within you. Because when that power is unleashed, it will create jobs. You know how many people that if we shut down our company today, will not be able to pay tuition fee for their children, will not be able to pay house rent, will not be able to have good health care. And for me, even when people talk about our company and what we do, I say, look, what gives me so much nightmare is may we not feel that we can't pay salary. Because over 300 people are counting that this company succeed, else their life is at stake. So when you unleash the power within you, there's so much that will happen. 3 ways to do that. Number 1, you need to know you. Yes, you. A lot of us don't know ourselves. Some of us have had an hint who we are, but we are in denial. The real you isn't that good, and the real you isn't that evil. The real you has flaws. The real you has strength. You need to embrace that. You need to acknowledge it. All the great leaders of the world are imperfect, Nelson Mandela had issues with his marriage. By the time he was president of South Africa, he had so much issues, right? And that's why he had to remarry again. Martin Luther King, that same man, I have a dream, was caught by FBI having an affair. He was a pastor, civil rights activist, yet. But imagine if Martin Luther King said, I'm not going to fulfill my potential. I have some weaknesses. I'm not that perfect. We will not have realized the dream of today having a black man being the president of America. We won't have Wakanda, right? Because we probably will have still been subjected to so much, of marginalization because of the color of our skin. But one man decided to unleash the power within him. But you see, to do that, you must accept who you are. I am good at certain things. I'm weak at certain things. I have to first face it. Now, am I asking you to stay there? No, you have to work on those things you're not good at. But you have to admit them first. You also have to accept the things you're good at first. You have to accept the things you're good at. For many years, I was in denial of how influential I could be with my words. For many years, I was in denial of my capacity in terms of my ability to sell. I'm a good salesman. But for many years, I'm in denial. So you need to accept, number one, if you're going to unleash the power within you, accept who you are and know who you are. Because that's what will help you to then know, I reduce this, I increase this. I reduce this, I increase this. Right? Because I understand the true energy at work in my life. Number two, it's important to follow those who are where you want to go. Follow their seminar, buy their books, attend the event. Coming for this event, I want you to clap for yourself. Just everybody, come on. Everybody in the room, clap for yourself for coming. Because that you're already doing number two. Follow. I'm sure some of you came because of some of the great speakers speaking at this event. Some of you, maybe you came because of me, that you heard I was speaking here. Some of you came because of the convener of this event. You love him and you want to learn from him. That's the right move. Follow person we no road. If you must unleash the power within you for economic growth and national transformation, you have to follow them. On Instagram, some of you is only those who know how to slay. How about following those who know how to slay with their brain? How about following people who have achieved greatness in their lives and who have potential to inspire you? Because by watching what they're doing, how they're doing it, you are encouraged to take bigger steps. One of the quotes I often love to share, and this is very powerful, is the fact that a step of a giant is a marathon for a dwarf. And the fact that you are the captain of your ship. You're the ruler of your soul. And there is nothing your mind can conceive that you cannot achieve. But listen to me, people will inspire you to achieving that greatness. Some have already achieved their own measure of greatness. Follow them. Follow them. Someone say, if you can see farther, it's because you ride on the shoulders of those who have gone ahead. I think that was Martin Luther King or George Washington, one of those two. But that is very, very critical and important. Number three thing you want to do, which is very important, raise your generals. I've realized that even though every great achievement in life begins with one person, I've always said this, that whatever it is that you have agreed you will do, and you are able to convince yourself you can do, and you also present those things to your maker, that is all you need. You and God. That's all, really. But you need to also know that you will need foot soldiers to achieving your greatness. Every great person today, politically, me, you hear Tinubu boys, Yaradua boys, Buhari boys. Huh? The same thing in business. Businesses have lasted over the years. Apple, Tim Cook, you can call him Steve Jobs boys. You must raise your generals. You must raise people who can accept your vision as their own. Run with it as their own until it comes to accomplishment. You need to raise those people. Many years ago, I was on campus as a student, and I would just be working with young people. Some of them just entered school. You know, oh, you must attend this seminar. Someone says, I don't have money. I'll pay for you. Yeah, come. Right? One of those people that I used to help in 100 level, if I was in a relationship as at the time, she joined and I used to work with her, and, you know, her teenager has a lot of normal teenage issues. And okay, read this book, attend this. Many of them male and female like that. I was like some, big daddy on campus. One of those people eventually became my wife. And of course, I don't have any bigger general than my wife, trust me. She may be a female, a powerful general. It's important to raise your own army of people who will be loyal, who will be dedicated. But listen to me, for you to raise those people, you have to sacrifice. It's a win-win relationship. And in many cases, you will be the one to first start the seed sowing. Can't you celebrate the organizer of this event? Isn't that what he's doing? In a way, he's raising a general. He's raising an army of people in entrepreneurship. People who go after their dreams and vision. But we never forget that somebody sacrificed creating platforms for them to hear other great people speak. And that's becoming the catalyst for their own greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready right now to, of course, unleash the power within you. Because when you do so, we'll create more jobs. We'll end unemployment. When you do so, people's dreams will be realized and achieved in your own company. I remember a story of one of those days I had to travel Abuja to Lagos in a private jet, and the jet could seat 12 people. Some of our leaders had come for an event in Abuja. So I said, well, join me, And one of them was our new CSO, Chief Security Officer. And I remember we touching down in Lagos, and he said, sir, I just want to thank you. So I worked at with the Nigerian police for 35 years before I retired. I have never physically seen a plane, a private jet, talk less of entering one. But working with you in 1 week, I'm already in a private jet, flying with you. Thank you, sir. Now, I felt so touched that in running after my dream, a lot of other people's dreams have already been achieved. And that's really what national transformation is about. That's what economic growth is about. Because all these people are earning salaries. If they are Nigerian staff, they will pay their tax to their state government. The companies too will pay some things. All the activities we're doing, building houses, is already changing the shape, the image of our country. And even our expansion internationally is making people to see that all Nigerians are yahoo or scammers. There are a lot of legitimate, legal running businesses across Africa. So please unleash the power within you. I'm Dr. Stephen Akintayo, Chairman GTEx Holding, President, Stephen Akintayo Foundation. I would like to leave you with a gift of my book. I have a book called Switch. It has 20 businesses you can do. It goes for $47 on Amazon. I'm giving it to you for free on two conditions, really. One, go to my YouTube, Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dr. S. Akintayo. Step 2, share any of the videos I have there with your friends, with your loved ones. And there are over 1,000 videos on different courses, different businesses, e-commerce, real estate, different areas, right? But we want to reach 1 million people whose life will be transformed with these contents. Okay, once you've done that, step 3, send a mail to info@stephenakintayo.com. info@stephenakintayo.com with a screenshot that you subscribe, screenshot that you shared the videos, and my team will send you the e-copy as a reply of the book called Switch. I love you. God bless you, and thank you for having me. Bye-bye.